Welcome everyone to the very first episode of Circus and Circuit, Unraveling Global Trade. I'm your host, Кейт Форонда, and I'm so thrilled to have you with me today. And what a time to launch this podcast. As we step into 2025, we are not only entering a new year, but also a new chapter in global trade. The Chinese Lunar New Year on January 29th, which is today, marks a fresh beginning, a time for setting intentions, embracing opportunities, and preparing for change. On geopolitical front, we are also witnessing a major shift. Donald Trump has been elected as the 47th President of the United States. I was fortunate to be among those who had the incredible opportunity to present at his inauguration in Washington, D.C. last week. Standing there witnessing firsthand how quickly executive orders were being signed, it was absolutely clear to me. Change is happening, and it's happening fast. Many of these orders will have a direct impact on trade policies, international relations, and global economy as a whole. The timing of this podcast could not be more fitting. Circus and Circuit is all about helping you make sense of these ever-changing dynamics, where structure meets unpredictability, where business leaders must adapt in real time to new realities. So, what can you expect from this podcast? Each episode will break down key aspects of global trade. Topics like market disruptions, trade policies, logistics, negotiation strategies, and everything in between. We will cover how businesses, big and small, adapt to changes, how they prepare for unexpected, how they use and what strategies they use to stay competitive in a constantly shifting global landscape. And here's the fun part. Every episode will feature stories from the front lines of trade. Real examples of deals gone right and wrong. Stories of businesses that have thrived and those that have crumbled after pressure. It's these stories that really bring to life the essence of Circus and Circuit. Now, let's talk about today's realities. With the new US administration comes new trade policies, potential tariffs adjustments, and shifts in diplomatic relations. And all that will impact industries worldwide. Being in Washington, D.C. during inaugurations, I saw how rapidly executive actions were being rolled out, some of which could have lasting effects on international businesses. In the past, Trump's trade policies have reshaped supply chains, influenced commodity prices, and sparked debates about globalization. Will history repeat itself, or will we see a different approach this time? It's a great question. The speed at which new policies are taken shape suggests that businesses need to be more agile than ever before. At the same time, the Chinese New Year is a crucial period for global trade, especially for businesses linked to Asia. It's a season of high demand, production slowdown, and shift in supply chain logistics. If you are in international business, these first few months can set the tone for the rest of 2025. So as we kick off this podcast, we are doing so at an important moment, one that will test businesses, create opportunities, and reinforce the importance of understanding both the circus and the circuit of global trade. Let's start with the circuit, the structured side of global trade. What do I mean by that? Well, think of global trade as a complex, well-oiled machine. There are systems in place, trade agreements, custom regulations, shipping routes, and financial mechanisms. All of these systems work together to move goods and services across borders. When everything is running smoothly, trade can be extremely efficient, and businesses can scale their operations across the globe. For example, let's say you are a business owner in New York and you want to export your products to Europe. You will need to navigate a set of well-defined trade agreements, ensure your products meet certain standards, and organize logistics to get your goods to the European market. All of this relies on structured processes. This is circuit aspect of trade. And it's not just about moving goods. It's also about compliance. There are tariffs, regulations, taxes, and documentations that need to be managed. For many businesses, especially for small and medium-sized enterprises, navigating this part can seem daunting. But it's necessarily part of doing business on a large international scale. Now let's switch gears and talk about the circus, the chaotic side of global trade. This is where things can get unpredictable. Think about trade wars, geopolitical tensions, currency fluctuations, supply chain disruptions, and even natural disasters. There are the wild cards that can throw the race into the most carefully planned strategies. One of the most prominent examples of chaos in global trade is, guess what? Of course, the COVID-19 pandemic. The pandemic created so much troubles in supply chain across the globe. Factories shut down, shipping routes were interrupted, and suddenly businesses found themselves scrambling to keep up. No one could have predicted, and yet the businesses that survived were the ones that could adapt quickly to this circus of global uncertainty. But here is a key takeaway. To succeed in global trade, you need to understand both the circus and the circuit. It is not enough to have a solid plan and follow all the rules. You also need to be flexible, adaptive, and ready to move if things don't go as expected. So why does it matter? Why it is so important to understand both the structure and the chaos of global trade? For one, it's about risk management. If you only focus on the structured side, you might overlook the potential disruption that could affect your business. On the flip side, if you are too focused on the chaos, you might miss out the opportunities that a well-structured trade network can offer. As we move forward in this podcast, we are going to explore both sides of this coin, helping you to understand not only how to navigate the structured elements of global trade, but also how to prepare for and even thrive in the midst of the unexpected. In the coming episodes, we will take a closer look at specific topics: how businesses can mitigate risk, leverage free trade agreement, and respond to market shocks. You will also hear insights from industry experts, as well as a real experience from my 20+ years in global trade. Lessons learned from both successful deals and challenges. Where you are deeply involved in trade, exploring new opportunities in international business, or simply interested in how global commerce shapes the world, this podcast will provide you with fresh perspectives and practical insights. Before we wrap up today, I want to leave you with one thought. Global trade is both an art and a science. The art lies in navigating the unknown, making quick decisions, and adapting to change. The science is in understanding the systems, the regulations, and the processes that make it all possible. Thank you so much for joining me on this first episode of Circus and Circuit, Unraveling Global Trade. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe, leave review, and share it with anyone who might find it useful. Best is coming.